Hello everyone, I'm Jenny Antonelli. In tonight's Hurricane House Call, Trent and Max visit the home of a man whose job is to make sure South Florida is ready for an emergency, especially a hurricane. But as they found out, he's also busy preparing his own home just in case. And there's a lesson we can all learn from. The Pizza Loft you see here in Davie isn't the only restaurant doing these events. Another restaurant, Denny's, right here in Broward County, is having a fundraiser next month to raise awareness about autism. The alarm sounded when he broke the glass on the front door, so he was in and out in a matter of minutes. He was only able to get away with an underwater camera and a dive computer worth about $2,100. Coming up on News Vision, humans aren't the only ones being affected by the economic downturn. We're following breaking news within the last 30 minutes. Haiti's Electoral Council decided that singer Wyclef Jean will not be allowed to run for president. New surveillance video has just been released, showing the moment a disgruntled JetBlue flight attendant made his unusual exit from the plane. Catcher Ronnie Paulino did not play. In fact, he won't play again this season. Cincy hosting Philadelphia. First half, Carson Palmer looking deep and hitting T.O. in stride. That long pass would set up a touchdown. Cincinnati wins 22-9. As the Dolphins prepare to play Jacksonville tomorrow, many eyes will be on QB Pat White. And if this game's anything like last week's, he'll be easy to spot. The poll conducted for the Miami Herald and St. Petersburg Times shows Rick Scott ahead of his Republican rival Bill McCollum, 42% to 32%. The family of a 2-year-old found dead inside a suffocating hot daycare van has filed a lawsuit against the daycare center. In fact, in some areas, it was a real scorcher, topping a steamy 98 degrees today. And it feels even hotter. Now we have to get ready for more of that oppressive heat over the weekend. The data indicates consumers may have been trying to save money during the recession. We're watching a wave that could very well become our next named storm. Chief Meteorologist Trent Eric is here with details.
Like when we go to the mall or that kind of stuff, I feel it's not good to have a meltdown in front of everybody else.
Carly Crane is a 16-year-old with autism who's enjoying a night out to dinner with her family. She's here at the Pizza Loft in Davie, a place where she feels comfortable, which isn't always the case for families with children with autism.
She grew up here and she's always been welcome, but we're not always welcome in other places. It's not always so comfortable and so easy. It's difficult.
The Bennett family experienced that difficult situation while having dinner at this Olive Garden in Boynton Beach. Police say Richard Bennett was punched after another guest, Paul Blankfield, got mad when Bennett couldn't quiet down his son. 4-year-old Samuel was diagnosed with autism 2 years ago.
We felt like we were being treated as if we were being ostracized, as if my son deserved not to have the opportunity to have a family dinner like everyone else does. My son deserves those rights.
But back at the Pizza Loft in Davie, restaurant owner Jeff Cohen designates certain nights for families with children with special needs.
It's kind of a way to give people a comfortable, safe environment to go out to eat so they don't have to deal with something exactly like what happened to those poor people up there.
The Pizza Loft you see here in Davie isn't the only restaurant doing these events. Another restaurant, Denny's, right here in Broward County, is having a fundraiser next month to raise awareness about autism. In South Florida, too many horse owners who can't afford to keep their animals anymore are simply abandoning them. Skinny, sickly horses are wandering onto other people's property looking for something to eat. With the tough economy, the South Florida Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals is doing their best to take in as many horses as they can. But the situation is turning into mission impossible.
We were up around 60, but several of the horses were claimed recently, and a few have been adopted, thank goodness. So our numbers are back down around 40, but really 15 to 20 is what we can financially handle.
This is Lollipop, a stray picked up in Hialeah.
With her condition, this hoof, her leg was obviously broken, injured at some point, and it was never cared for. So she's kind of accommodated herself to that injury, but this is a clear case of neglect.
Lollipop gave birth just days after being rescued by the SPCA. Her baby, Caruso, is in good condition. Other stables are helping care for these abandoned horses, too. At Peaceful Trail Stable in Coconut Creek, Cindy Lane founded Hearts for Horses, a nonprofit organization.
I just determined that it was the best thing to do to try to open my facility as a rescue.
One horse, Butterfly, eventually made her way to Hearts for Horses, but it was too late.
We only had her for 5 days, but she was so starved and so skinny and not strong enough to stand when she laid down.
Some of these horses abandoned near these fields in Hialeah. Horses are expensive to care for, costing at least $300 a month for food alone. But they certainly don't deserve to be left in fields without food or water.
And a lot of times the owners will just sell them to slaughterhouses or just leave them in a field. It seems to me that a lot of people are just leaving horses in a field to, fend for themselves.
Owning horses costs a lot. The SPCA spends about $250,000 a year on their horses, and empty stalls are running low.
There needs to be more rescue facilities opened up everywhere, in my opinion. All barn owners should open a stall or two or whatever they can do right now, because it's really getting bad out there.
If you want to contribute money, help volunteer, or even adopt a horse, you can reach out to the SPCA or Hearts for Horses. For UMTV, I'm Jenny Antonelli.